This video will demonstrate how to strip and wax your floor. Your first step is to gather all of your equipment. You could download the list titled Floor Stripping and Waxing Material List and all these procedures at greatwesternsupply.com. First, you move all the furniture and obstructions and run a dust mop over the floor to remove the loose debris. Tape off any doorways or carpeted areas and put out wet floor signs. Now put on your gloves and goggles, then put water in the stripper bucket and add the stripper. Take some baseboard stripper and spray it onto the baseboard. This gets the built-up wax and dirt off the baseboard. Give it a few minutes to dwell. Use a swivel utility pad to remove the built-up wax and dirt on the baseboard. Use a rinse mop to remove the remaining buildup, and you're done with the baseboards. Now let's add the floor stripper to the floor. Simply pull the saturated mop out of the bucket and flood the floor. After 10 or 15 minutes of dwell time, go ahead and remove the built-up wax along the baseboards by using a swivel utility pad. Sometimes we call them a doodle bug. You should use the swivel utility pad around the areas you don't want the machine to throw a stripper all over. You could also use a long-handled razor blade to remove wax buildup rather than the doodle bug. Now it's time to set up the floor machine. We're going to use floor pads, so you'll take the pad driver and put it on the floor machine. Then you use the floor pad on that. You can use a black, thick, traditional stripping pad, a 3M high productivity pad. Today we're going to be using the ProLink Maroon Dominator stripping pad. Double scrub the floor with the floor machine, being sure to keep the machine in front of you because the floor gets very slick. If you're not careful, you're going down. Now that you scrubbed up the floor finish, it's time to pull it up with the wet vacuum. You can use an automatic scrubber or just a regular mop for small areas. For this floor, we're using a wet vacuum. Make sure the floor is dry and then add the floor finish to the bucket. Take a can liner and put it inside the bucket. This keeps the floor finish from getting contaminated, and it also makes cleanup a lot easier. Okay, the floor finish is in the bucket. Now we can lay the finish by either using a flat mop system or a monofilament mop. The traditional blue and white candy striped floor finish mop. I personally like the old school method, the screw in top rayon mop. I like these because they rotate. We saturate the mop full of wax and put it in the wringer. Don't wring it, just give it a little tamp. Now pull it out and you're ready to go. We start off by doing an outline of the area you intend to finish. You finish your outline, reload your mop with wax, and then you fill in the center with a figure 8 motion. After about 30 minutes, depending on the humidity, you're ready for the next coat. To help dry time, you can have a fan in the room to move the air, but do not point it on the floor. It's best to wait around 10 minutes after the finish has been down to start the fan. We suggest putting no more than 4, sometimes 5 coats of finish down per day.